What's up, enthusiasts? It's your boy Rob back with another video. Guys, I've got the most special of special guests along with me in the Table Salt Lab. It is none other than my wonderful, beautiful, glorious mom. Welcome.
Hi, everyone. Nice to be here with you, Rob.
You can call me whatever childhood name you called me. It doesn't matter, Mom.
I call him Lover. Okay, Lover Demange.
Okay, we don't need to tell him that much. So guys, I figured for reaching 1,000 subscribers, I should do something special. I asked the wife to come on, and she's camera shy. So my mom, who totally loves being in front of the camera and who has just such an outgoing personality, was more than happy to come in and join us for this very special episode. So, Mom, let's start with whatever topic you want to start. Now, normally on the channel, we talk about wargaming, tabletop gaming, hobbying. You know what I think would be really cool is if we talk about Dungeons and Dragons. Now, growing up, can we tell the people your age?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
I'm proud of my age.
And how old are you, my mother?
65.
Okay, so my mom's 65. That means you were born in
58.
58. I almost got it wrong. So 58. So Dungeons and Dragons, do you remember, were you aware of it when it first came out?
Well, I don't know if I was aware of it when it first came out. I just knew that y'all love it.
Okay. Then that would be around the 70s, I believe, was when it first came out.
Yeah, and
So you didn't hear anything about the reportings of it saying it was like a cult kind of demonic kind of game or anything like that? You never heard of any of that stuff?
Well, a lot of the cool games, they were calling it cult games and put it under that type of label. But it's just an awesome game.
Okay, so from the 70s, within the 70s and through the 80s, what were some of the games, even if it's not tabletop rolling dice or anything what are some of the games that captured your attention when you were, a young child going through teenage years?
No.
No?
No, really, for me, your mom was more so a house person, and as I am now. But I got to really enjoy the games when I was blessed with you and your brother.
Okay.
And so by looking at what y'all like, it helped me to know what to buy. I trust the things that y'all was into because both of you, for some reason, were very creative, even at a young age.
Yes, ma'am.
And so when we would go to the store, at that time it was Toys R Us.
I remember those wonderful days of Toys R Us. Guys, let us know in the comments if you remember, if you have any memories of Toys R Us or your earliest childhood memories of Toys R Us, depending on your age. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, yeah, Toys R Us was the store. And whatever you wanted, whatever you saw in the commercials, whatever you saw on TV, whatever came out, Toys R Us had it.
Yep.
And so you and your brother, which is Mickey, who I call Boochum.
Boochaps.
Mothers have crazy names for their kids, nickname as well. He would have me to go on certain lanes within the toy section, and he would point out these different games to me. And even if I couldn't buy it then, he knew that I was going to remember what game he really liked, and I would surprise him with it.
Now, I remember because so we used to be every kid. We used to play a lot of video games. So I remember, I believe one Christmas, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember getting the Super Nintendo. That was kind of one of the big things. I remember the Christmas where we got the Batman action figure. This was right around. So this had to be I would believe 92-ish. because we got the Batman toys, and this is like right around when the Batman movie was out. This might have been Batman Returns, but maybe Batman. I can't remember exactly. But I just remember getting those action figures.
Right.
And I remember clearly that instead of like making us wait until Christmas to open up everything, my mom, my wonderful mom, would just pretty much let us wait up until Christmas Eve. And I just remember like that evening / night, we would get to go. I think you would let us open at least one gift early. So that was really wonderful. That's a wonderful memory that I always have and can always look back on as I'm raising my own kids. And I'm kind of like, I should let them open a gift. And Melinda's like, no, you cannot. So
Christmas Eve really is the best time to do it.
Especially if you have impatient kids.
Well, because you will sleep better. You will look forward more to Christmas if you at least was able to open one gift. Or even peep into it, you know?
Get a little peep.
Just a little peep.
See if it's what you want, well, so you know where to start in the morning.
And if you just had one gift under the tree, you're just going to be able to do a peep.
Well, I remember we don't. I'm not saying we'd have a tree that was filled with things underneath it, but we'd always have several gifts, and that was always a great thing. And as many toys as that you would buy us throughout the year, I don't think we needed too much during Christmas anyway. I remember we used to have all like the Thundercats, Silverhawks, and all that stuff, and the X-Men toys later on when the X-Men animated series came out. So those are all wonderful memories.
And might as well tell them about when with your action figures, y'all would take your socks.
I know where she's going with this.
Little ear muffin things that I would buy to keep your ears warm because I always wanted my boys to be warm. And so y'all would take it and make their action figure costume. It's like the cape and that whole 9 yard, and it's like okay, I'm just gonna have to start buying extra.
So we used to take, like she said, we used to take the socks and gloves and everything else and cut it out into like shirts and stuff, and we take the twisty ties from like bread, and we would tie that around the figure to use as a belt. So yeah, I remember that.
And then
clearly.
you used aluminum foil.
Foil too.
Y'all
Foil was a big
always
thing.
very creative.
Yeah, we were always trying to get as much mileage out of our action figures with as many household products as possible. So my apologies for using all the aluminum foil
and
back then.
I'm guaranteeing you this, son. A lot of people are going to write concerning that. Their comments are going to be dealing with that because a lot of them did the same thing.
Guys, were you guys like in your childhood, were you taking just random things from around the house and just adding it to your action figures? I mean, I say that like it's a thing we used to do in the past, but being like tabletop enthusiasts, we do it to this day. That's something Melinda gets on my case about because I'm always scouring across the house and just trying to find different things to use as terrain. So I know you already know, but if there are any parents that are listening right now, so this is the perfect episode to watch with your parents.
Yes.
If they're still with you, we hope so. With the tabletop hobby, especially when you're wargaming, you want to take, sometimes, especially a few years ago, back before 3D printing was a huge thing and before there were so many different websites for you to buy a lot of like MDF terrain and like plastic cast terrain and stuff like that, we just build what they call scratch terrain, or and so you would take cardboard boxes, like the foam inserts for when you bought like electronics and stuff like that. You take some primer, you spray it down, and you texture it, and just make all kind of different things. And I've even gone and peeled tree bark off of a tree, and I would take like hot glue and glue it all together. And make something. Like, matter of fact, let me see if I got one. Actually, I thought I had one behind me, but just to kind of give you an example. So this is something I made right here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but so this is kind of like scratch built stuff. So
this is you.
So this is some sea foam from Hobby Lobby. We've got some plastic like I don't know, grass from the pet store, eggshell carton, or egg cartons. And then we've got like these little toothpick things or popsicle stick things that I've stuck in there to make like this I don't know, primitive hut thing that I can use. And we try to make it to scale, as close to scale as possible. So I'll put that back.
You did an excellent job on that, son.
My mom will tell me that no matter what I do and what it looks like, guys. Don't let her fool you. That was very thrown together, and so she's gonna make me feel like I did a excellent job on it, and I love you for that, Mom.
You're welcome, son.
Okay, so let's keep the conversation rolling.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about anything that's creative from your perspective, or anything you're working on that's creative?
What I would like to say, and just from my heart, to those that are watching, to share this video, because a lot of grandparents with their grandchildren, they do some crazy design and get creative as well. As well as a lot of you that are watching, you know that you have a lot of memory with your parents or some member in your family. Because remember also, son, my brother, your uncle, the baby one, Quentin, y'all learn a lot from him as well, because he used to take aluminum foil and make dinosaurs.
Oh, okay.
So it started with little things like that, and you never know what's inside of you until you just go into your quiet moment with crazy little things and just start.
Okay.
And so I would say to your viewers to embrace their creativity.
Okay, guys. So that's it. Take that bit of knowledge and apply it. So take your creativity side, your creative side, and apply it to your hobby, like I know a lot of you guys already do. And if you are into prehistoric, like dinosaur stomping games, you can use aluminum foil to make dinosaurs. And I didn't even know you could do that. So there you go. Obviously, my uncle was very creative if he was thinking of doing that with foil. Because I've never thought twice about making a foil dinosaur. So I do a lot of writing. Battle Space is getting so close. The deluxe edition with Modiphius is getting so close. Hopefully by the time this video is posted, and it's been posted for a while, maybe it'll be out, hopefully. We've got Rusty Dagger that's doing very well. I'm actually working on a new revised edition for that. It's going to be like 25, 30 pages long, so substantially bigger than what it originally was. And I've got other little projects that I like doing. So that's a lot of writing that I'm constantly doing. I'm always in this room. My family's always like, why are you always up there? They have to pull me away from my writing and creating sometimes, which is always important because you don't want to get so deep into this thing that you forget about everyone else. So with that, can we talk about any writing that you are doing currently?
Okay, well, on your next show, I would like to introduce my book.
Okay.
Okay, the one book that that I want to share is going to be a kid's book.
Ah, okay. Kid's book.
And I wonder, should I share a little bit of what it is?
It's completely up to you.
I think I'd rather present it. But it's funny. It's a crazy book, and the kids gonna really love it. And when we do show it, your viewers gonna say, "Whoa!"
Are they gonna say?
How did she come up with that? You know, because it's from a crazy side of just being silly, as well as utilizing something. I'm gonna give this hint that everybody wear. And it's not a shirt, but it goes on the feet, and the story is set around it.
Okay, so I'm already interested. Like, so I don't know anything about this story that you've been writing. I'm her son, and I don't know. Like, we've just got the sneak peek together. the spoiler together. So what are some of the inspirations for this story?
My granddaughter, your baby daughter, Annie Ann. We always come up with our crazy stories. She'll say, "Grandma, tell me a scary story, but don't make it too scary." And that's how we came up with the alien fog. Remember?
I remember the alien fog.
I
don't. The alien fog. If you want to see the alien fog, it's somewhere on my Facebook page. I posted it a while back. So
they will love
you got to
that.
dig through my Facebook to find it.
So when I was telling Annie a story, it just came to me. And because for some reason, it's like she brings out all my creativity. She just taps right into it.
Yeah.
I guess that's grandma trying to satisfy granddaughter,
Yeah.
So that's how it got started. And I like to tell her crazy stories using simple things and putting a twist to it. If I keep talking on it, I'm gonna tell it, and I don't want to tell it.
Okay, so we're not gonna keep digging for it.
It deals with the feet. Okay.
Deals with the feet. That's one.
So they can write in and sort of let you know what they think is going to be, how it's going to be set up.
Well, there you go, guys. You can comment down below what you think the story is going to be about. Deals with feet.
Because I did give a hint.
Shirt, but not a shirt.
No shirt.
No shirt. Okay.
No shirt.
Socks. Are we talking about socks too?
We're talking about feet.
Feet. We're just talking about feet. So possibly socks too. Thermal socks, most likely, knowing my mom. So that brings. We are completely off the topic of wargaming, and I'm sorry, guys, but that has made me think about something else from my childhood. So, and pretty sure she's going to know immediately where I'm going to go with this. Just talking about thermal socks. So we are I grew up mostly in Georgia, hot Atlanta.
You was born in Georgia.
Born in Georgia, and spent a lot of my years in Georgia.
Georgia Baptist baby.
So now, I don't know if you guys know this, but Georgia can get mighty hot. Even in the winter, it's not really that cold. So I just remember going to school and my mom putting layers among layers among layers of clothing on me in Georgia, in the Georgia heat. And it would even be like September, so it wasn't even really cold
because
yet.
there was going to be air conditioning inside the building, son.
So we've got these pictures of my childhood, and I know I won't be able to find them, but I've got like an undershirt, like a t-shirt on. I got a collared shirt on, and on top of that, I got another collared shirt. And you can see in the picture that I've got two collared shirts on. And then I've got like a V-neck like sweater on, and then I've got like a jacket on top of that. Now, I don't know where you need to live to wear that many layers of clothing.
But the jacket was sort of light.
The jacket was not light. The jacket was not light. I think that was like the first puffer jacket that was ever made. So yeah, guys, my mom kept me extremely warm during the fall. During the fall, I was extremely warm.
Yeah.
So, but that was just another fun memory that we I just thought about when you mentioned the socks.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you shared a little bit about what you're working on as far as the book, and we got to talk about some of my childhood. So hopefully you guys are still with us, and we're gonna try to take it back around to tabletop gaming.
Well, here's the thing, son. This week I was sitting at my desk, and it was one of my quiet moments, and I came up with a game. And it will bring the family together.
Okay, everyone loves family games.
And I love this game because it helps you to communicate to a family member that whereas you don't know how to just say it. So, oh God, I can't give it out again, right? But the way it's going to be is the person who you're speaking to, they will decide whether they want to read it out loud, what that family member is saying to them, and their concern.
Okay.
Because what it is a lot of family, we laugh and talk and we enjoy each other, but there's times when we need to communicate. You know, we have pains, we have things that we're going through that the other family member might not know. Okay. Or maybe we have something in our childhood that we want to deal with. So now, and we don't know how to ask the question, we don't know how to present it. So in this way you can. And I saw a little spinning wheel also. Mm-hmm. So you put it on the wheel, and because you don't know who the person's going to pick.
Okay.
That's
now,
the fun part of it.
Are you saying that you put the person's name on the wheel, or do you put the subject?
You put the your concern, whatever you wrote on the paper,
okay,
or the card, mm-hmm. and you spin and you turn the wheel, and everybody that's sitting to the table, okay, they don't know, is it me? Is it me? And then the person will stop the wheel at the person they're giving it to.
Okay.
See how fun that is?
I'm kind of getting there. You might have to elaborate a little more on it.
Well, not too much, because I don't want to.
She don't want you guys to steal the idea.
No,
listen, my subscribers mm-hmm. are far too kind. If anything, they will probably give you like different pointers and tips on how to develop the game. They may even play test the game for you.
Wow.
That's how amazing you guys are. That's how amazing
Thank you.
You guys are.
That's what I would love for them to do, because and then you want to hear their feedback on just that little piece of what they think about it.
So it does sound like a very interesting game. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that just because you're my mom, mm-hmm. but just the fact that it actually deals with, or it possibly deals with, serious issues mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And feelings that family members may have amongst each other. Mm-hmm. I could see it being a very emotional game.
It is.
And that's like the key to any game. If you can pull in someone's emotion, tug at those heartstrings, mm-hmm. you can instantly captivate an audience like mm-hmm. that. Mm-hmm. So I think it'll definitely be a winner among family board games.
And here's the thing, as I'm sitting here with you, I'm seeing that because a lot of times family members are in different states and different mm-hmm. cities and so forth on, and to be able to play it online with each other and still be able to utilize the turning of the table and mm-hmm. stopping it at that person will make it even greater.
Okay.
Because this is something that's needed and will be appreciated, and it's fun. Because you can not only are you sharing pain, but you also sharing happy memories or giving a thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a lot of thank you that hasn't been given, and you want, while people are alive, you want to go ahead and tell them thank you.
Oh yeah. So I can't wait to learn more about it, and mm-hmm. I know in the development of it, you'll obviously call on me. I would hope that you would call on me to give you some insight on what I think you can do to make certain mechanics of the game work.
Yes.
As you get further along in the process of developing the game. Mm-hmm. So yeah, looking forward to that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So I think I want to talk about Mickey, my oldest brother, mm-hmm. And I guess, what do you think? So he's an artist. He draws. I believe he's Brave on Instagram, mm-hmm. and I think his Facebook channel is also Brave New World. So you guys can check him out. I think it might be Brave New World on Instagram as well. I'm sorry. I'll see if I can leave a link down in the description of the video. Mm-hmm. But a very, very talented artist. And he has been drawing ever since I can remember.
Very young.
He was a very big inspiration for me mm-hmm. as far as just being creative mm-hmm. and wanting to be an illustrator or a graphic designer, and trying my hand at a few things as far as being an illustrator. But that's totally his thing. Mm-hmm. What do you think are some of the inspirations for him, and like as he's growing up? Mm-hmm. Being an artist, I guess, what are some of the things you just noticed, like some of the memories that really stood out to you as far as concerning him and being an artist?
When Buchum Mickey was, he was in elementary school, mm-hmm. and he could draw. I mean, he would draw you like you with all the details of you. And so, but when he would do it, he didn't think that, he could draw anything. So I told him, I said, son, I need you to draw that. At that time, you had flow model TV. So I said, draw that TV, son. Draw, and we had a big flow model TV, beautiful flow model TV. And I said, draw it. And he did. And when he drew that TV, he drew it with all the details. And also, this friend of your father, he had a shop, and somebody had did his what do you call it? Put the name on the glass and so forth.
Okay.
And so well, here's the thing: the person didn't do a good job. Buja, Mickey, was in elementary school. The man told him exactly what he was going for. Buja went and sketched out. And when he sketched out the name of the shop and put his little tweaks to it, that man was so impressed. Now this is Buja in elementary school.
Yes, ma'am.
Young at a very young age. So it was like always in him. And this is why I'm saying a lot of kids have these skills that are there. We just have to help them to bring it out, and not in a forceful way, of course, but help them to bring it to where they have confidence in themselves concerning it. And even this today, right? He's very good at illustrating whatever you ask him to do. Like, remember my card with Heavenly Ladder of Faith? And I told him what I wanted. It was a ladder going up to heaven with the angels, and then it had the two angels on certain things, on certain parts of the ladder, and the purpose of it was the ladder represent the steps of faith.
Yes, ma'am. I remember that.
Yeah, and when he did it, when I went to take the stuff to the printer, the people there was impressed. It's like, who did this for you? I said, my son did it. Y'all always had this creativity that's in you.
Yeah.
It's just there. And that's the beautiful thing about it, because y'all are embracing it. Yeah. And each one of you do your own thing.
Yeah, he's now... Mickey is more. He's into the He's always been a comic book fan. He's into collecting action figures. So he's got a lot of that stuff. He's got a really cool setup
and animation
and all that stuff. I remember being young, and I always remember it's like your 30s for either 31st or 32nd. I'm pretty sure it's your 32nd birthday. He drew a picture of you.
Oh yeah,
and it was just amazing. And
it was a warrior. He drew me as a warrior.
So I drew something, and I just remember feeling like, oh man, mine isn't as good as his. And so having that bit of competition there, it always just drove my creativity that much further, and wanting to be able to produce things, because it's like you kind of always got that guy just a few steps in front of you, and so you can't ever miss a beat. And so that's why competition, a healthy competition, is always good, and especially in designing, in my case, designing war games or tabletop games, and just seeing designers out there that some of the amazing things they're producing and stuff, and just saying, okay, I want to be there at some point, and just continuing to write. Because I think, I don't know if I've ever told you guys this or shared it with you, but for what I put out, I write dozens and dozens of rules, and just not even full rule sets in some cases, just kind of working through things and play testing it to see, okay, will I want to use this in the future? Wow. And so if there's anyone out there that is in the process of designing a game, or just contemplating designing a game, jot those ideas down, either use your computer or sheets of paper. I've got tons of books or notebooks and stuff like that just have just rules written all over it, that I may never use, but I know I don't like certain things now. So just trying to get through some of the bad ideas to get to the good idea, to get to that gem, that diamond in the rough. So guys, just always, cultivate your design and your talent for wargaming or whatever it is. If you're not much of a wargaming, or you're like, hey, I don't want to design a game, I want to spend my time doing something else, because gaming is what I do for my downtime to kind of get away from everything else. So just no matter what you do, I know you got to be creative in some facet. So always have that person that you look to as far as inspiration, but always also as a competitor, to keep driving you forward. And so I'm going to get off that philosophical horse there and bring it back down. So we're about at 30 minutes. I think this has been a wonderful episode. Best video I feel like I've ever shot. And I'm so happy that you were able to do this one with me, Mom.
Yes.
I want to thank you for all your inspiration through the years, and just always encouraging me to go after what I have in mind. And never giving up. So thank you for coming on the show, Mom.
I'm glad to be here, son.
All right, guys, that's it. So you know what I gotta say now. I want you guys to go ahead, hit the like button. My mom's on this video, so I'm gonna let her know how many views, how many likes it gets. So I don't want to disappoint my mom. Don't disappoint my mom. So make sure you like this video, subscribe if you haven't already. Look at some more of the content, and look forward to seeing my mom's game and her poetry books and everything else that she releases in the near future. And with that, guys, I'll see you when I see you.